Landria Anka, founder of DigitalExplorers.net. Pay no attention to the stone man in the background. It's just from my garden. It doesn't have any meaning. It just is a nice thing in my living room that I brought in. We have so many ideas that we form from people. We see things, how they dress, how they act, their background, and we make a lot of assumptions. And I want you to know that everything out there starts with that. What I have seen so many times with people that are creating, putting their information out, is they don't realize what short period of time they have to make an impression. So I always say, if you do paid ads for a product or service that you have, you really don't have much time before they have the opportunity to skip ad. Do you even know what you're supposed to be saying to get the attention from that person? Because there is an art to it. And let's face it, yeah, you have to say the right things to that audience you're targeting. There's a whole strategy behind that. I've been doing that for over a decade successfully. But let's talk just about creating something. Creating whatever it is you love that you want to get out there and create an actual business around it. Create revenue streams. That takes time. And what I found out is there's no platform that actually spends that time with you to not only take those passions and figure out how that translates into a business, but works with you. Platforms say, okay, here, what do you want to be? You find it, and then you come over and they tell you how to formulate it. Maybe they even tell you what kind of courses you could create. You could actually do that free on ChatGPT, which Google owns. That's my favorite to use. But where do you start with all of this? You know, people don't even know the right questions to ask, or I don't know where to start, and that's what we supply here. Maybe you have no direction. I'd say 95% of my students really don't have direction. They have an idea of what they love, but when we actually go through the process, that's the first part of all of your training, going through the process of really defining that. And we've spent a lifetime never defining what we love. We call them hobbies. Go do your thing you love. And then sometimes people love it so much, maybe they do start to make money, but then they don't actually create businesses from that, or they're in between this job that I have to earn and this thing that I love. We shouldn't live like that. Yet we are in jobs that we don't love. We're going down pathways that we don't know how to get out of. So I was an investment banker for 20 years. How do you get out of that? I am unemployable. I'm literally unemployable, except for as an expert or a contractor. And the only reason I am is because I created an expertise online. It's relevant to today. I'm not just teaching business owners out there how to do franchises or run their companies. That's a little bit outdated because that is now transferring to online. If you have a regular business and you don't know how to use the internet, you're going to be left in the dust. And at least a lot of revenues will be. So I created a pathway for myself, something I love with my expertise, and I formulated an actual career around it, and I work for myself. We want to find that for you. That is the critical key that is missing out there. Now people say, well, I'll help you find what you want to do, but they're really one-trick ponies. They don't take you into this massive, expansive space where it could be anything. And trust me, my students are shocked at what we come up with because they tell me things they love that they don't think relate to making money at all. And I tell them, we're not focused on making money. We're focused on what you love. I can take anything and show you how to make money doing it. I can translate anything you give me into a way to make money and brand it. In fact, the more out there it is, the more likely you're going to go viral or get some real interest because people are looking for different. They're looking for unique, and even if what you love, everyone's doing, we want to find that space where only you do it the way you do. So, you know, I have a spiritual channel, I'm an influencer, and I also have my business training. But the truth is, everyone and their grandma out there is teaching meditation and awakening and all these subject matters that are mystical. But nobody does a spiritual butt kick. That's what I do. And I actually wrote a book called Your Spiritual Butt Kick, and my platform's called Breakthrough Fear. So I took something that everyone's doing, but I made it mine. and I became an influencer with that message. That's the second step that we take you on once we find that unique thing you are. And the many revenue streams. You might have several interests. We don't eliminate those. They get pulled into the structure of earning online with the core here. Let's say your yoga, and then maybe you have affiliate products and maybe live streaming or events. All of these go into the structure of that one thing you love. And it could be many, many things. That's what I want for you. Multiple income streams is critical. You never want to put all your eggs in one basket. But if you look out there, it's selling books, bookkeeping, real estate. And that's where people get in trouble. Where do you go from there if you don't like it? Or if it doesn't do well, if there's a new trend. So if you're ready to look into this, if you've seen my webinars, I've got one that tells you why businesses fail, 97% online fail. It's a real simple formula. It doesn't make online businesses bad. In fact, it's the opposite. It's how everybody's approaching it. They use it as a money-making scheme. And that's the worst possible way to approach a business. We take you into a different space. So I have a master class, a 1-hour one, and I go through the actual steps that I take my students that is different. Now, anybody who watched this wouldn't know exactly how we do each one of these steps. That's only for my students who come on board. It's a 2-year program with 1 year live coaching and an entire process that you go through on your own time and schedule. Why 2 years? You could be up and running as quickly as you come up with these answers that I'm going to ask you. You formulate it, we can launch right away. But 2 years allows you to stay with me long enough to make sure that what you're doing, we can create, build, launch, and grow. Because sometimes growing is the toughest part. Hey, I'm doing well. Oops. Now where do I go from here? I've been doing it long enough successfully to tell you what the next step is. So I want to be there for you. So 2 years is a substantial time for you to achieve success and still have me there supporting you. So if you're ready for this and you feel that you are ready to invest in you, that's what business owners do. They never ask, how much does this cost? Can I afford it? They say, is what I'm about to invest in the best possible investment for me that I desire in what my goals are? That's how investors think. I've invested many times with other mentors, spent a lot of money. I chose the right ones, and it's always taken me to the next possible place. I don't think about the investment. I think about what I'm investing in. So if you're interested, I want to tell you and show you what you would invest in if you think this is for you. You can schedule a discovery call. I have some questions for you. It's just as important for me to work with somebody that's ready for this, that's the kind of student that I know is going to achieve success, as it is for you. So sign up for the email if you aren't in it, watch the free webinars, and if you're ready to get skills for life, you're going to have an expertise online as a business owner. No matter what you're seeking, don't wait. Take action now. The opportunities are huge, but you need trainers, you need a mentor, you need to learn new things, and you need to implement and stay organized. And that's where the structure of a program comes in. But make sure it's the right program for you. I'll see you in the next video.